So you finally got your hands on a copy of Dead Island 2, either from your birthday or for Christmas, or you've decided to buy yourself a true zombie killing game. Well, I can officially say you've made an amazing choice, and you've made a great decision by clicking on this video to get a jump start in your zombie killing adventure. Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Gar. If you're new here, I mostly upload gaming videos to do with Let's Plays, how-to guides, and etc. So please give me a like and a subscribe because much will be appreciated, and we're trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark by the end of the year. So we're currently in June, so don't worry, we're halfway there, or halfway through the year, so we've got enough time to hit that mark by the end of the year. Now this video is going to be about a how-to guide or a beginner's guide of how to play Dead Island 2 the right way. Hopefully this will help you to survive a lot more in certain situations, or just enjoy the game a lot better. So I want to lay down some ground rules first. I'm not going to show you the core mechanics of this game because you can actually do that within the tutorial of Dead Island 2. I don't need to repeat that for you. You will learn that in your own time. Also, some spoilers. There will be one kind of spoiler in this video where I'm currently at the moment, but I'm not going to open up my map because I don't want to kind of spoil it just yet. So, of course, if you don't want to hear any spoilers about the location that I'm currently at or about the certain section I'm in, I recommend getting yourself to the area of Blank Mansion. Once you're there, come back to this video and then watch my tips and tricks of how to start your Dead Island 2 journey right. So I'm assuming now you've got to the mansion area, and of course the only three types of zombies I'm going to be running into or trying to run into today is either the Shamblers, the Walker, and Runners. I'm going to try and stay away from Special and Apex variant zombies because I'm going to let you experience those types for yourself. But these tips are going to help you in fighting those within your future storyline quest. So, where is this mansion, how'd you say? Blank Mansion. Well, we're currently at Emma Jaunt's mansion, which is in the first section within Bel Air. So if we go into my map, as you can see here, we are currently in the Bel Air district, where it is located right here. Of course, there's other areas around the maps, houses, items, objects, but we're not going to be going to those entirely just yet. First, we're going to start with our main point, and that is how to fight zombies correctly. Now, as you can see, we have our first type of zombie, and how to fight these zombies is to basically be careful around them because maybe you don't know exactly what they do. If you grab their attention, they will either wildly swing at you, jump, launch, or just basically slowly walk towards you. You can see this walker is kind of power walking towards me and swinging when they get in range. What you want to do when fighting any type of zombie is just watching them from afar. Look what they do. Do they fire things at you? Do they throw things? Do they have like a supersonic sound wave that knocks you back? Do they hit the ground? You've basically got to assess what their abilities are and how you can tackle them and pick the right weapon to deal with them. Some might be a ranged weapon, some might be a small close range weapon, or some might be a longer reaching weapon but still might be melee. So as you can see, this zombie is currently a walker. As they're walking towards me, they will swing, I will miss them, and then as they stop, we can swing and hit them between their attack animations. Once they've done their attack animation, of course, you want to go ahead and just swing your attack. That will basically deal with them. As you can see here, we have an X pop up on our screen, which you can main zombies by stamping on their heads, which will save your damage or your duration on the weapon that you're using. So like I said, you can apply this to any special variant or Apex variant zombies while you're running around the map and doing your main story quests. So just make sure you're careful, assess what zombie you're dealing with, and then deal with them accordingly by picking the right weapon and attacking at the right time. Numero dos, while we're running around Bel Air, is loot everything. I can't believe how important this actually is. So when you're running around the map, of course, you may have a certain type of weapon, and that weapon might be getting a bit boring to use after a certain period. Yeah, it might be cool to use and etc, but you might want some cooler weapons, and you also need some cooler surprises. What you actually do is you want to walk into any room or any area, and you just want to go ahead and kill certain zombies. They might actually drop certain things, or you can go to things like coolers, cupboards, drawers, etc, little vanity case. You have medkits here. You want to pick up everything you can see. One of the worst things you can do is not pick up things in Dead Island 2. Apart from killing zombies, you pretty much want to loot stuff, pick up new weapons, see what you can get, and just have fun with what things you get your hands on. Now, of course, you obviously obtained all this loot, and you're wondering, well, I haven't really found the weapon I want, or I have a weapon, but I don't really want to use it. Of course, you can go into your inventory, you can scrap them by clicking right stick inwards, but maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to actually get some credits, because that's what you'll need to buy certain weapons. So you want to go back to your safe house at Emma Jaunt's house, and you want to run into this area here. So once you enter Emma Jaunt's house, of course, assuming you've experienced this area first, you want to head over left here and go over to Carlos, which is our trader. Before I click on Carlos, you have some other things you need to check out. You also have a storage locker where you can store weapons that you don't actually want to get rid of. You have a workbench where you can use to actually repair certain weapons and upgrade them. And of course, you have Carlos, the trader. Of course, you can buy loads of things from Carlos, aka mega superior weapons, rare weapons. You can buy other things as well, firearms, which you'll experience later in the game. You can buy ammo for those firearms, fuses, which are very, very important for things like fuse boxes. So you'll always be able to buy fuses, and the only place you'll be able to get fuses is from your vendors around the map. And of course, medkits and other supplies to upgrade your weapons can be found at Carlos the Trader. So after going to the safe zone, seeing Carlos and the workbench, repairing all of your items, as well as buying yourself some new weaponry, you see I've got myself a brand new axe which has been upgraded with some fire mods, you need to be prepared. And that is my fourth point on this list. And what I mean by prepared is that, yes, you may now know how to approach certain zombies or all type of zombies the correct way. You know, you need to loot all the time. You need to go to certain vendors to sell and buy different loot and weaponry and supplies. But the one main thing in this storyline or this game is to be prepared, because in the storyline you could run into certain Apex variants that you never met before, special variants you've never met before, and you can run into some very, very big trouble. Or certain hordes of zombies that you run into might be tricky to deal with. And if you don't have a med kit, say if you get really badly injured, then you're going to die, and you're going to die a lot. And if you don't have that weaponry or them supplies within that area of the campaign, it's going to be a very tough time for you. So always make sure you go to a vendor, you go to a workbench before you get into another storyline quest, and you make sure you have the supplies with you. And if you ever see some loot or you ever see another workbench around the map, go to it, repair your weaponry. It only takes a couple of scraps to repair, and then always buy your medkits or pick up medkits that are available to you that you can pick up, so you are not caught short when you're in a massive fight. So this brings me on to my fifth and final point within this guide. Obviously, this one might seem a bit easy to some people, even if you've played the game before or you know kind of how these things work. But you'll be surprised, because I've actually got a video on my channel that's got quite a few views that is how to find something within this area of the map within Dead Island 2. And that's a fuse box that's at Emma Jaunt's house. I'm not going to show you how to get there in this video. You can click on that video, links in the description if you want to find out where that actually is. But there's one thing that people don't know how to do, and that is waypoints. Now, if you know how to do waypoints, that's great, but some people might not know how they function. If I'm brutally honest, waypoints are very poorly designed within this game, so this might give you a little bit of helping hand within your starting phases of Dead Island 2. So, how do waypoints work? So first, you want to click on your little key to open up your map. And then once you've opened up your map, if you see a point of interest, aka maybe I want to go back to the workbench or the vendor at Emma Jaunt's mansion, you want to click here and go, right, let's go back to here. You click down the waypoint, which is a little pin, and then if you look around your map, you might be thinking, well, there should be a line somewhere. No, there's actually not any lines anywhere with this waypoint. You actually have to go near a doorway. As you can see here, the doorway pin fades in and out as you get further and further away from it. As you can see, there's not really any waypoint. Yes, you could probably look at the waypoint and see that, oh, it's 35 meters away on my compass. But because some of these areas in this map are like mazes, it might be a bit tricky to figure out. So go to your nearest kind of like doorway or entrance, and you will see the waypoint pop up. Once you go through that waypoint, it will show you another one on the door. As you look back around, it will show you an area where you can jump over and access the part where you need to go to, aka back to the vendor. This will take you to the door, and then when you get through the door, it will of course put the pin right on Jacob and will say waypoint reached. So some of the tips and tricks within this guide, you might be thinking, well, that's bloody easy. Why have you told me about some of the basic things to know? Well, that's the point of this guide, is for any new players to the Dead Island series and just wants to have fun killing zombies without dying over and over and over again. Some of the basic core mechanics you can learn within this game, but some of the extra things, like I've shown you here, you might not know how to fully do to start with. So this is a little guide to help you on your journey within Dead Island 2 without spoiling too much about the campaign. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give me a like and subscribe, much will be appreciated, and peace.